All right. Thank you for welcoming me to the space. I actually really appreciate you. Just want to invite everyone to take a moment to mute their mics if they haven't done so. I'm just going to channel some insight regarding the topic and bring us to a space in our hearts. And I'll invite my partner, Lotus, to come out and close out with a beautiful song for us as well. So I just want to take a moment to connect with spirit with all of us, whatever you call that force, Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Yahweh, love, whatever you determine that energy to be. I just want to invite you to take a moment to touch your heart with your right hand and close your eyes. I just want to invite you to, with your left hand, connect with keep in mind your heart is a place where we channel this beautiful electromagnetic frequency. There's a 0-point frequency in the center of our heart that emanates infinite power from the depths of the universe into our being. It's always working and always moving, pumping our blood. What a beautiful moment to thank our heart. Thank you, heart, for consistently working so hard for us and creating the circulation inside of our body. And taking a moment to connect your left hand, your left side is your feminine side, with your womb, with your stomach, with your core. Keeping your eyes closed and tuning into that. Your gut is in your stomach. Your gut is a powerful place of transformation, and it's a second brain, and it activates our digestion. It breaks down all of our food. And this is also your solar plexus, envisioning a beautiful yellow energy moving through you, connecting your centers from your mind, your heart, your core. I just want to call in the spirits: Great Spirit, Infinite Source, Divine Creation, Grand Mystery, Pachamama, Mother Earth, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, archangels, totem animals, keepers of the light, all benevolent forces that watch over us. We ask you to be here now. Thank you for this moment of presence, of reverence, of connection, of reflection, of remembrance. Thank you for allowing us to remember who and what we truly are. We are luminous beings having this human experience. And though at times we forget and we do lose trust, it's in this moment of community that we come back to alignment with our divine nature. Thank you for allowing us to be in the space of really tuning into our heart centers, allowing us to really congeal our collective energy, allowing us to come into embracing our story, expressing our gifts, and being in service. And thank you for allowing us a moment to honor Talea, her family, her ancestors, and all of us who showed up to remember this beautiful, beautiful frequency and virtue of trust. Taking a deep breath through our nose, out the mouth, exhale, beginning to open your eyes. Perhaps one of the most powerful things I'll say as I share with you in this moment is that trust is a derivative of truth. Trust is a derivative of truth. It comes from truth. We many times have asked, what is truth? What is truth? There's so many opinions and agendas and ideas that we hold individually. But in my understanding, there's only one truth. And that one truth is that we all, regardless of the name, like I said before, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, Yahweh, Krishna, Tankashala, so many beautiful names that represent the divine. No matter what we label that energy, that force, the only truth is that we all come from it. We all come from this infinite source of creation. And we are simply here to celebrate that force that gave life to all things, all beings, all pieces of matter, all forms of nature, all forms of beauty and chaos. Everything has come from that singular point of energy that's created all of the universe and cosmos. That is truth. Everything else is subjective opinion that we as humans debate and argue over on social media often. But our truth comes from the essence of what we are. Our truth comes from that moment of divine creation where everything was formed in our galaxy and beyond. So there's moments in life where we fall out of trust. We fall out of trust with our friends. We fall out of trust with our family. We fall out of trust in our relationships. We fall out of trust where the money's going to come from. Sometimes we fall out of trust in context of our career path, our vocation, what's going to happen next, with the worldly affairs, with what's happening in the world even now. There's certain levels of fear and uncertainty that permeate through the news, through the media, through social media, through our friend circles, how we communicate. I just want to remind each and every one of you, it's okay to feel fear. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel doubt. That is the human experience. We come here to experience the myriad of emotions, which is to be human. If we wanted to only experience joy, happiness, I promise you, we wouldn't have chosen to be human, because this is a world of contrast and polarity. But within that contrast, within the doubt, the fear, the grief, the sorrow, the resentment, the shame, the anger, they teach us so much. Those are not our enemies. Those emotions, though at times we resist them, we push them away, we label them wrong or bad. In reality, all of our emotions are human. We came here to experience them because they're our greatest teachers. They're not our enemies. They're teaching us great things. Because the greatest virtues in every spiritual belief, the pillars of virtues and values that we choose to revere, like unconditional love, compassion, empathy, reverence, forgiveness, how could they be activated within us if we don't experience contrast and conflict? If we didn't have resentment, how could we feel and embody compassion? How could compassion exist without resentment? If we didn't experience grief, loss, how could we ever learn and begin to embody what reverence is, to realize all life is sacred, all life is precious? The grief teaches us that. Without conflict in our world, in our homes at times, how could we learn what forgiveness truly is? Why would we need forgiveness if everything was joyful all the time? If everything was happy all the time? Why would we need forgiveness? There would be no one to forgive. So some of the greatest virtues and values that we exalt in every religion and every spiritual belief can only be activated in the face of the contrast that we oftentimes push away. So I invite you to ponder, what is the opposite of trust for you? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it uncertainty? Or maybe it's like anger. Maybe you project anger when you don't feel trust, when you don't feel safe. And I promise you that emotion, though it's uncomfortable, it is not wrong. It is not bad. It's just uncomfortable. But that's how we grow in the face of uncomfortability. That's how we become stronger when we lift the weights that are difficult to raise. When we climb the mountain that's challenging to climb, that's how we expand and grow as people. When we face the uncomfortabilities of our life. So tuning into yourself, what are the moments you fall out of trust? Are there people that you don't trust? Are there opinions you don't trust? Or maybe it's just yourself. Maybe everything and everyone is merely a reflection of you. And there's a part of yourself that you haven't learned to love and embrace and trust. Talea reached out to me at a time where we all were going through uncertainty and doubt in this last year and a half. And I fell into fear and uncertainty about living in the city I'm in LA, feeling like it's time to finally break free from this matrix of this metropolis and go to where I know in my heart I'm surrounded by nature and beauty and a deeper connection to Pachamama. It's been challenging to uncouple from being in the city. All the relationships, all the opportunities, all the things I've done and earned here, and learned here as well. But like many of us during this experience last year and a half, we felt a pull to change scenery, to move, to go somewhere else, to keep our family safe. I know some of you can relate to that. And I was posting on social media. I was like, I feel like it's time to get out of LA, to go somewhere else, to get back into nature, to put my hands into the soil, to feel the dirt, to escape the insanity of what's happening on the news. And Talea reached out to me, even though we haven't had a deep, strong connection. We've, connected through this beautiful community here with my soldiers. But she reached out to me and said, hey, I'm down here in Costa Rica. I have this beautiful home. It's amazing. We want to have more people of color here, she says to me on Instagram. And I would love to have you out here. Bring your family. We would love to support you. And I was really flattered by that invitation. I was like, wow, this woman that I've connected with, but not greatly and deeply, reached out to me and invited me into her home. What a beautiful representation of trust. What a beautiful gesture to show a brother, hey, I'm here for you. I trust you in my space with my family, with my children, and bring your children. And I thought that was a beautiful, exemplary reflection of trust. The place that we call the safe, we want to be the safest, which is our home. To really come back to those virtues of loving your neighbor, of really helping people when you can, to open your doors when you feel safe to. How often do we close our doors? Physically, metaphorically. How often have we shut someone out, judged them, and labeled them wrong or bad, just like we do with our emotions at times? Perhaps trust is a virtue we can embody in the face of uncertainty. And of course, there's moments that have discernment. Of course, there's moments that have boundaries. Of course, there's moments to protect yourself and your family from those who try to trespass upon us, because there is malicious energy in the world. But tuning into the places that maybe there's a place for redemption. Maybe they don't have to close the door all the way on this person, this family member, my mother, my father, a past lover, people we hold resentment towards. Maybe all of society hasn't gone down the drain. Maybe there's a piece of the world that's still worth salvaging. Maybe there's a balance within ourselves that we can attain by not completely shutting out those who we are afraid of or we fear death from. Because ultimately, when you break any form of trust down in any experience, it's really a fear of our own demise. But no man, no woman can escape that experience. We all come and go, just like our emotions do. We're just meant to observe them and look at them. But in this incarnation now, there's something inside of each and every one of you that's meant to be expressed. There's a story that you're meant to share. There's something in the depths of your being that wants to be revealed. It's a song, it's a dance. Leah was an amazing dancer. There's something beautiful that wants to be expressed in your art, in your business, in your creativity. There's something inside of you that only you can share in the way that you can share it. And I know from the depths of my being, from the deepest part of my heart, Sister Talea would have wanted us to really step into our greatest power. Express those gifts, whatever they are, and be in service to the world with unconditional love. The Buddha says, attachment is the root of all suffering. So if we suffer in the face of trust, what are we attached to? What expectations do we have that inhibit us from being fully expressed and in the space of unconditional love? The virtue that every great avatar came here to teach us. Yeshua, Jesus, the Buddha, Muhammad, even Bob Marley. They came here to teach us to embody unconditional love beyond the walls of any temple, to embody the frequency of letting go of all attachments and trusting that the universe will take care of us. And allow this moment to be living proof. Allow this moment right now to remind you that all the times you doubted yourself, all the times you said you weren't enough, all the times you were short on rent, all the times that you questioned your career path, your vocation, your expression, all the times you felt rejected or shunned by someone you loved, all the times you felt hurt or betrayed in some way. You've made it to this moment right now. Through all the times you thought you would not make it out of that moment. Through all the times you said, how am I going to get out of this situation, God? You've made it to this moment right now as living proof that the universe will always take care of you. The universe will always find a way to provide for you. The universe will always find a way to open up doors where seemingly there is no door to open. So let this moment of reverence and appreciation and service be living proof that you will always make it through those moments of adversity. I wore this shirt today as a totem, this beautiful owl, because the owl represents an arbinger from the other side of life and death. When you see owls in your life, they usually are trying to bring you a message from the other side of the veil, to remind you of your wisdom and guidance, and to see, observe with those beautiful eyes, to be all-seeing in the omnipresence of the divine. So allow this totem to be a moment to appreciate and honor Sister Talea. She gives us these messages through me. I'm just channeling spirit, perhaps channeling some insights from her, from the universe. To remind yourself, whenever you feel out of trust, simply say to yourself, connect with your heart, connect with your womb, your core, where all of life is created. Connect with your ancestors and close your eyes and simply say, I'm safe. Will you say that with me once? I am safe. Use this mantra in your life whenever you feel out of trust with yourself, with others. Remind yourself that you are safe now. I just want to invite everyone to, if you have a pen or a journal nearby, to take a moment and write down a sentence or two where in your life you can lean into trust. Be honest with yourself. Is there someone you don't trust in life? A family member, a friend, an old relationship that you hold resentment or hold a grudge? Do you feel insecurity with money? Are you uncertain about if you should step into your path of expression, your creativity? Where in your life can you lean into trust? Just take a moment to write that down if you can. I just want to open up the space for someone who is joining us that's not a facilitator, maybe that is here to support this intention, or could be anyone really, but who would like to share what they wrote down, who would like to acknowledge and share with us and be vulnerable where they feel they could use more trust in their life. Feel free to unmute yourself. Would anyone like to share?
Come on, soldiers don't bite.
I'll share.
Thank you.
My name is Jill. I guess what came up for me is that needing to lean into myself more, and just knowing that my soul is guiding me at every moment and everything is happening for me. And I just have to, even though I have no idea, the future is the most uncertain I think it's ever been at this point in my life. And I just have to trust that it's all perfect and it's all unfolding as it's meant to. And I don't have to figure it all out.
I love that. Numi says hello. It's my daughter, Numi. Thank you for being so vulnerable and authentic. And there's a great power in acknowledging what we feel. You know, I always feel like that's the first step, our humility, then acknowledgement, and then we can begin to create a new way of being. So I really commend you on showing up and sharing your authenticity.
Thank you.
Does anyone else feel called to share briefly what they wrote down?
Hello. So I wrote down, trusting my intuition, because sometimes we second doubt ourselves and, then our mind gets involved instead of just trusting the source or, where our higher powers are telling us where to go. So that's what I had.
Thank you, dear brother. I really appreciate your share. Thank you for expressing what's in your heart. Thank you for having me. My name is Jay Brave. I'm really honored to be here. I'm going to pass the microphone to my beloved Lotus to sing us a song to close out our portion of the experience. So just hold tight and appreciate each and every one of you. Sending lots of love.
Thank you, Jay and Lotus. So excited for her voice, even when she just speaks, is like angelic. So when she sings, it's even more. So we're really grateful to have this moment together. And yeah, the intuition, it's a big one. And I think right now it's just more than ever. So I know the one thing right now with everything going on is like we're all in the boat together. So that's also helpful, I think. Nobody's alone and everybody's dealing with really hard things right now. So hopefully Jay is coming. or Lotus. Would anyone else like to share? I like this idea of leaning into an area. Like we have areas that we're maybe better at than other areas. So let's focus maybe this week. Let's all focus on the one area that is the one that's a little bit lagging behind the other ones. And what is that area that we're going to lean into for the week? And just kind of notice over the week, when these, oh, here we go. Okay, cool. Oh, and she looks like an angel today too. So it'll be cool.
Yay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me and Jay and Mumi here present for this Angels Memorial Service. I remember the day we saw that Talea passed away, and we were at the beach, and I remember just feeling this wave of like grief come over me. I think just being connected to Ashley and just seeing another mother pass away from her kids, and it just like made me really emotional. And I just am so grateful to sing this song that's about safety and trust. And I feel like it came from Earth Mother, Mother Earth, and it is also symbolic to a song that Talea could be singing to her kids. So please take these words in with an open heart and allow it to reach those places that you may have not let your tears cry, and allow the Earth Mother to cry them for you. It's called You Are Safe. Life moves like the tide, crashes and falls. Sometimes I feel small. Love blows like the wind, it comes and goes. Surrender, let go. You are safe in my arms, in my embrace. I'm here with you, right by your side. I won't leave you behind. When I'm not strong, I often long to feel your love. When I'm alone, remember I'm there. Some days I'm lost in all my thoughts. I get so caught in what I'm not. Remember I'm there. Grief, what does it teach? How do I breathe if I'm feeling weak? Trust, forgive all your mistakes, release all the shame, learn from the pain. 'Cause you are safe my arms, in my embrace. Yeah, yeah, I'm here with you, right by your side. I won't leave you behind. When I'm not strong, I often long to feel your love. When I'm alone, remember I'm there. Some days I'm lost in all my thoughts. I get so caught in what I'm not. Remember I'm there, 'cause you are safe in my arms, in my embrace. Yeah, yeah, I'm here with you, right by your side. I won't leave you behind. Thank you guys so much. As I was singing that song, I just kept getting like visions and feeling the presence of Talea, and just seeing these big angel wings and seeing her like strong warrior body, and just being present throughout the song, and just sending waves of empowerment and just safety and just remembrance that she is exactly where she's supposed to be, and that we are, even in this phase of just grief and letting go and allowing what is to be and accepting that she is always present, and her love is always in our hearts, how she impacted each of us, and just especially her kids. I just felt this support, this message that even though she's not physically here, that they are so supported by this team, this warrior family, these soldiers, and that they are never alone, even when they might feel it at times, and that she is always with them. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna make me cry. So thank you, Lotus. Love you so much. I don't know how